Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet Malhotra. 7 women MPs took oath to be inducted into Prime Minister Modi's new Council of Ministers aimed to serve New India. It is observed that the new inductions may have been done keeping diversity in mind, with a special focus on the representation of all sections of the society, including gender, caste, and so on. Well, this is something which has obviously been talked about in the past as well. So far, of the 77 members of the cabinet, only 7 are women. We'll talk about this with our guest. Joining me on the platform at this point in time is Sanjay Kapoor. He's the editor of Hard News. Also joining us is Mr. Ved Sharma. He's a political analyst. And last but not the least, Manasvi is also here with us. He's been talking to us since the past half an hour about the new cabinet rejig. Sanjay Kapoor, let me start by asking you, well, PKD Nambiar also joins us on the program to talk about what happened yesterday. I hope you gentlemen can hear me. PKD Nambiar is a political analyst. Sanjay, your thoughts on the cabinet reshuffle? We are talking about women empowerment. So far, just 7 women in the cabinet. So that is 1 woman after every 7 ministers in the cabinet. Well, this is an improvement from the past, but do you think should there have been more inclusions?
I think there could have been definitely more women in the cabinet to make it more purposive and more task-oriented. And the women that have been included, they're all very bright. I mean, whether it is Meenakshi Lekhi, I wonder why she was not in the first, the cabinet when it was formed in 2019 or even earlier, or Anupriya Patel. I mean, they're both very articulate and focused. So I'm sure they will lend a great amount of edge to a cabinet which was dithering, it didn't have a focus. Many of the dead would have gone away. And some of them were actually people that Mr. Modi must have grown up in the party. So in a certain way, the government that we are witnessing now is somebody which is it's a next generation government, where you don't have the likes of Ravi Shankar Prasad and Javadekar and others who have their own ideas about Mr. Modi or how he does business. I remember the time when Sushma Swaraj used to be the foreign minister, and she had her own views about how Mr. Modi went about the business of governance and even his very muscular ways. So now there would be less of people in the cabinet who would think differently. Nearly all of them would be all the same, but there are still people who are there who could probably have been asked. General VK Singh, for instance, I don't think he's got a promotion. He's been there primarily because of the aura of general in the cabinet, but there is recognition that he has not been able to deliver because he didn't get any promotion or nothing really much has happened. So if you ask me, there has been an admission on the part of the Prime Minister that the government quite failed on many counts. If you look at the human development indicators, we have slipped badly in terms of ease of doing business. We have also slipped from the high, whatever we experienced in the last term, and last 2-3 months have been disastrous. In fact, many of the commentators in international media and national media were wondering whether there was a government, because people were scurrying around in national capital for oxygen, which is carried on for more than 4 or 5 weeks, and there was so much of blaming each other, finger pointing, totally unbecoming of a government which claims that they provide quality governance. So I'm sure that message has gone down, and there is recognition. The PM has owned up that the ship that he was running was very wobbly, and he needs to put some more talent into it. There are people who are pretty bright in this cabinet, and if they get functional freedom, because the big complaint against the earlier government was that there's too much of centralization. So if the ministers get far more freedom to do their stuff and they can start making changes without fudging figures, I think Mr. Modi would have achieved this task, whatever he has set himself to be.
Okay, PKD, do you think there's enough representation of women in this cabinet? Let us not forget that 50% of our voters are women, and even in terms of our global gender gap index 2021, India has slipped 28 places. We are just above Pakistan and Afghanistan. Do you think that is one aspect? Apart from the compliments, we should also look at some of the areas where the government can improve upon, and that's why we do this exercise of calling you gentlemen and speaking about all of this. Do you think we could have done better in having more women part of this cabinet?
Vineet, I would only be happy the day, at least when we have a 33 percentage, which the union governments have been from the last several decades wanted to come up with a law wherein at least a reservation for the women for 33 percentage. Even at the least, I will only be happy if that 33 percentage is being done by any government in any place, whether it is in the union or in any state government. Having said that, there is another challenge beneath. It is not only in the parliament or in the ministries. Look at our parliament. What is the ratio of the, you will only be able to, across the political line, the party line, you will only be able to find very minimum, just for, जैसे कहते हैं ना कि just नाम के लिए women representation है, both in the political parties or in the state assemblies or in the union, in the member of parliaments, or of course, if you have a number of the women MPs from the BJP or in the NDA is very limited, accordingly only the number of the ministers will also come. I think we all need to advocate for a day wherein we have the maximum equal representation of women. Like in the corporates nowadays, we talk that we will need the corporate leaders should be equally given the women. For an example, media is one such an example where maximum mileage or weightage is given to the woman, not just because of the gender but their quality. You will find that one of the finest anchors, even in news sects, you will find them to be the women, our colleagues. So I think it's the high time for all of us to advocate, use these kind of platforms to tell the political forces or the political masters of this country to make more and more women in the political spectrum or in the leadership role. Another part is that even though one good part of it is that it is more than 7+ ministers, that is 10% of the ministers are now the women, leading from the Nirmala Sitharaman, which is the first finance minister of the woman finance minister, and in this government has shown, given Prime Minister Modi had given a very important role for many of the women MPs or the women ministers, very important portfolios. Women and Child Welfare, Smriti Irani had given earlier the HRD ministry, now the defense ministry was with Nirmala Sitharaman, now the finance minister. So I think he is going more towards more than just the gender bias. He is looking at the people who have got more quality, and that is the benchmark for him. The governance and the quality of, and the delivery is the benchmark for Prime Minister Modi. Yesterday's these things has completely, from the last 2 months, or rather close to 1 year, we have always been, the media was speculating that this is going to happen, that is going to happen, and I was always maintaining that all this speculation is going to be wrong, because when Prime Minister Modi always do a surgical strike, and this time again he did a surgical strike on the media or the people like you and me, saying that it is a completely, not just a cabinet expansion, a reshuffle. Reshuffle भी नहीं कह सकते, आप एक तरह से हिला के रखा है पूरी तरह से. The entire political spectrum was completely confused and took more of like a shock that what has happened yesterday. I think it's a great move. This will give a big boost to the government and the governance overall. On the other side, Vineet, that the entire political class now will not be taking any position as granted. It is not going to be anymore treated as a birthright, like a Ravi Shankar Prasad or a Dr. Harshavardhan or a Prakash Javadekar leaving. It's not just their performance issue, but it is also giving a message that no position is a permanent in BJP or under Modi. So that's a great message. And that is the message it should go all across. And if that is actually going to help both the government and the political spectrum as a whole.
All right, Manasvi, the contentious women's reservation bill, it has found a number of mentions, replete in manifestos of all the parties right before elections, that there should be a 33% reservation for women in the Lok Sabha as well as the state legislators. It's been passed in the Rajya Sabha in 2010, but in the Lok Sabha it has still not become a law. Obviously, there needs to be some more groundwork that has to be catapulted in that direction. But do you think what happened yesterday was perhaps a start? It is a step in the right direction.
No, both are completely different. Passing an act is completely different. BJP definitely is in power. They can pass this act. They could have passed it in 2014. They could pass it right now. So they could have done it anytime. This is the highest after 2004. So Manmohan Singh also had a more number of women representations there. But the point here is, are we looking for optics? Are we looking to send messages, or are we going to run a government? So if we have to run a government, we need to have people who are performing. So right now it is too early. It's just a day that these guys are going to be performing or not. But the style of governance which we have seen is, it has to be like Mr. Kapoor had said, it has to be decentralized. We cannot have a centralized government wherein the Prime Minister calls most of the shots. That should not be the case. It should not even look like this. Every minister should be an independent minister. Every minister should look as in a way that he could command his whatever calls he needs to take shots on. But right now, this ministership looks like a new ministry. This ministership looks like a young ministry, wherein there are very less senior guys who could actually be a conscious side of the government. There is no conscious side. Everyone is going to be, we are here because of Modi ji. Thank you, Modi ji. Thank you, Nadda ji. Thank you, Amit Shah ji. So these guys are young guys. So can they call the shots? That's going to be questionable. Are they going to take all their decisions from the PMO or the HMO? That is something we need to look out into it. But definitely, optics looks very right. Optics looks very right. It's a women-centric. It's a first ever young ministry. It's going to add new members wherein education level have been taken up. So optics wise, it's a full mark to the government, but performance wise, we need to see it. Definitely from 2019 to 2021, the government agrees that the ministries were not for non-performing ministries, and now they have reshuffled it. So hoping for a better future of India. But having said that, this mostly looks like a 2022 targeted ministry, wherein 8 berths have been given to Uttar Pradesh, 6 have been given to Gujarat. So this is a political reject. We cannot say that this is not a political reject. Definitely new faces are there, but politics is kept in mind. Elections of 2022, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat, most importantly, have kept in mind. And for political points also, I gave a full marks to BJP.
Vishal Mishra, political analyst, also joins us at this point in time. Let me also get a word in from him. Mr. Mishra, your thoughts on the cabinet rejig. Manasvi here feels that this is just for optics. PKD feels that this is obviously being done to infuse new energy, galvanize the country into a brighter and a greener direction.
The voice is not audible. Please repeat.
Mr. Mishra, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Mr. Mishra, your thoughts on the cabinet reshuffle. Manasvi before you. Mr. Mishra.
As far as the cabinet reshuffle is concerned, I would like to say that the first time I am looking here that the women participation is at its peak. You can see here 11 ministers are there from the women side. First time I am seeing that the people from the OBC community and from the ST-SC community, they are giving such a large proportion. And not only they are chosen from only category wise, they are also taken from each section wise as well. First time I am looking here that the people who are very much professional in their respective fields. For the examples, 13 advocates are there, 6 doctors are there, 5 engineers are there, 7 former civil servants are there. So in that sense, you can say that first time a professional outlook is there in the cabinet, in the overall Council of Ministers. So of course, the experience of these people would be beneficial for the government. And all this together, representing from north to south, east to west, almost from the people are taken from the 25 states. So you can say this is an inclusive India representing here in the Council of Ministers. And this is, of course, going to take the India on a new path. As far as the election are concerned, as few people were saying, of course, see, the political parties are there, so they have to fight the election. They have to keep in mind as well. But it is too early to say that everything is done keeping in mind the election as far as it is concerned.
See, all right.
On the basis of, in this pandemic, as a new requirement emerged, the new infrastructure is required, education sector, IT sector, and the other funds. So, of course, Prime Minister who leads the cabinet And in our parliamentary form of system, as you know well, that it is Council of Ministers, they swims together and they sings together. So in this aspect, that these people right now have given the responsibility, and they feel they will lead the India for a better growth.
Okay, all right. Just hold on to that thought. We have some breaking news at this point in time that needs to be addressed.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.